Post-Republic Report, Cuba edition. 1 second. Post-Republic Report, Cuba edition. Kind of in a mellow mood, so I won't be ranting. Today went down to Miami, see some family, do a little commerce. I like the effect. So I've been giving this report a little bit of thought. And to those that are watching, we just had the Orange Anus say that there was fraud in the election that he lost. He says that he would have won if these millions of votes that didn't happen would have gone to him. But now that he's casting aspersion under the vote, I guess there'll be a recount. And maybe perhaps it'll be seen that Clinton was won by a larger margin. We are so close. We still have a few days. It is the 27th. So we have 22 days for the Electoral College to do the right thing, or continue on this train to nowhere. As a Miamian, I grew up hating dictatorship, and it bothers me how, I'm not saying it's their fault, that would give us way too much power. It bothers me that the populace of people that I belong to in the area where I was raised, while filling their mouths with a hatred of tyranny and a love of freedom, which is specious at best and non-existent, really, at its heart, so quickly embrace demagoguery and oppression. I'm old enough to remember that if you dared be a Cuban broadcaster in the 70s and say maybe the embargo should be dropped, there was one man who got his legs blown off for daring to utter his opinion. So, the event that 20 years ago may have meant something, today means nothing. We got bigger fish to fry. Who runs an island of people that a small, tiny minority actually care for liberty, while the majority just want to make money and go back to live in Cuba? Because out of the mouths of many I've heard, well, here we work all the time and we live better there. I don't know what to do about that. I know how I feel as a Cuban about that. Pisses the shit out of me. But we have bigger fish to fry. So this Cuba thing, as a Cuban, it pisses me off that it no longer means anything. It was supposed to be this huge deal. It was supposed to mean the end of tyranny. Perhaps the return home. I wouldn't want to go. And home, to me, in reality, is Brooklyn. It's where I was born. It's where I feel drawn to. I was raised here, never fit in. But home is on this side of the water. Am I American? No. No. America's told me I'm not. I'm hyphenated, whether I wish to or not. So the Post-Republic Report, Cuba edition, is basically, who cares? The people of Cuba are mourning, not celebrating, not jumping up and down the streets, yelling, "Yay, Castro's dead." They mourn him. They mourn their leader. Meanwhile, the morons are still banging pots on Bird Road. And obviously the nexus of morons, which is the front of Versailles on 8th Street. Nothing's going to change. And the one place we can have change is here. And what we have to do is not stop fighting. If this nightmare does come to pass, the Electoral College doesn't go with the popular vote, and the Orange Anus takes office, we can't stop defying him. We can't stop fighting the racists that now feel empowered. We have to fight back. We have to let them know that it's not 1956, it's not 1960. We don't have a leader like King. We have our rage. I was called a spick this week while driving. The individual who called me a spick, when I got out of the car and confronted him, curled up. Because racist bullies don't expect someone to go, "No, not only do I ask you to treat me as your equal, you will treat me as your superior. I am better than you. How dare you?" The minute you tell them the truth, that they not only have to treat you as their equal, but that you actually are their better, that they are subhuman to you, they won't know what to do. "22 days. In 22 days, we'll know whether we can pull this nation from, we'll change things in 2020. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for me. I will defy continuously. And I hope a majority of Americans do too. We have a big day tomorrow, so Post-Republic Report's going to sign off. All right, folks. The fight continues. Have a good night, America.